Invasion of Greek into India. How and when Greek invaded, what were the background? I will give it here. Okay, so we will start with the question like, why were the Bactrian Greek forced to stem the tide of foreign invasion? Okay, it means like we'll see uh, a, a series of invasions began in about 200 BC, and the first to cross the Hindu Kush, that is northern Pakistan, the none other than the Greeks, who ruled Bactria, or it is known as Bahalika, situated south of the Oxus river in the area covered by North Afghanistan. Okay, so the invaders came one after another. The invaders that came in India, like Iranian invasion, then Alexander invasion, then Alexander was removed, then Bimbisara came, then Bimbisara after Ajat Shatru, then Nanda dynasty, then Nanda dynasty was overcome by Chandragupta Maurya, then Maurya dynasty started, Ashoka was there, after the Ashoka, then invasion of Greek came into India. So again that invasion, like after Alexander, so what is the thing that the invaders came one after another. The northwestern part of India before Chandragupta was not united, so lots of invasion occurred at that time, now also occurred. So one important cause of the invasions was the weakness of the Seleucid Empire, that is divisions of Macedonian Empire extended by Alexander. Okay, so that had been established in Bactria and the adjoining areas of Iran called Parthia. Okay, on the account of growing pressure from Scythian tribes, the latter Greek rulers were unable to sustain power in this area. So the construction of Chinese wall, like the construction of Chinese wall, that Great Wall of China, the Scythians were, due to that construction of Chinese wall, the Scythians were pushed back from the Chinese border, and they therefore turned their attention towards the neighboring Greeks and Parthians, that pushed by the Scythian tribes the Bactrian Greeks were forced to invade the Scythian tribes. So the Bactrian Greeks were forced to invade India. Okay, that Seleucid Empire was very weak, as the division of empire were occurred. Lots of Macedonian Empire extended by Alexander. uh, left the empire and it was not united. So the construction of Chinese wall, the Scythians were pushed back from the Chinese border, and they therefore turned their attention towards and neighboring Greek and Parthian countries. So pushed by the Scythian tribe, the Bactrian Greeks were forced to invade India. So the first to invaded India were the Greeks. The first to invade India were the Greeks, who are called Indo-Greeks or Indo-Bactrians, beginning of the 2nd century BC. So Indo-Greeks occupied a large part of northwestern India, a much larger area than that conquered by the Alexander. So it was larger than the area captured in northwestern part of India, which was larger than the Alexander also. Okay, and it is said that they pushed forward as far as Ayodhya and Patliputra. However, Greeks failed to establish united rule in India. Greeks failed to establish united rule in India. The two Greek dynasties simultaneously ruled northwestern India on parallel lines. The most famous were Indo-Greek ruler was Menander. Like two Greeks dynasties simultaneously ruled northwestern India on parallel lines. So the most famous Greek ruler was Menander. It is also known as Milind, and he was converted to Buddhism by Nagasena, who is known as Nagarjun. He asked many questions as Nagasena relating to Buddhism, which is recorded in the form of Milind Panho, or the question of Milind. Okay. So the Indo-Greek importance in the history of India. So what is the importance of this Indo-Greek? So it is because of the large number of coins that Greeks issued that made importance of the history of Indo-Greek. That large number of coins that the Greek issued raised the importance of history of India by them. So they were the first ruler in India to issue the coins that can be definitely attributed to particular kings. This is not possible in the case of early punch marked coins, which cannot be assigned with the certainty to any particular dynasty. Like the earlier coins were not actually, we can see that they were belonging to the particular dynasty, but the coin that they were issuing were strong and they were symbolizing their king. And the Indo-Greeks were also the first to issue gold coins in India. The Indo-Greeks were also the first to issue gold coins in India, and these increased in number under Kushans. Under Kushans period it was increased. So Greek rule introduced feature of Hellenistic art, and they introduced they introduced the feature of Hellenistic art. that it is the art of Hellenistic period, generally taken to begin with the death of Alexander the Great, that 323 BC, and end with the conquest of Greek world by the Romans in northwest frontier of India. But this was not the purely Greek, but the outcome of the Greek contact with the non-Greek conquered peoples with Alexander the Great. The best example of this was Gandhar art. So mixing of the Greek with the non-Greek people gives that this Hellenistic art, and which can be seen through the Gandhar art, which can be seen in the Gandhar art. Okay, thank you.